On January 30th, 1959, at a clinic named Los Chinos in the town of Placetas, in the Las Vegas province of Cuba, Eduardo Hipólito Muhin is born. However, it was in the city of Cabayguán, also in the Las Vegas province, where he spent his childhood and adolescent years. Together with his youngest sister, Maritza, he managed to live a happy childhood despite the social, political pressures and issues surrounding the Cuban Revolution, which was just beginning. Thanks to the love and dedication of his mother, Maria Isabel González, and his father, Eduardo Fausto Muhin, the difficulties brought on by the revolution were made seemingly invisible to the young Muhin children. Nevertheless, this happiness was soon interrupted when his father was punished by the communist regime and sent away to a concentration camp called Casarrana, also in the Las Vegas province. There, he was forced to work in the sugarcane fields, a method frequently used by the Cuban dictatorship to punish and humiliate those who opposed them and tried to flee their communist rule. Unfortunately, this was the same fate and hardship which thousands of Cubans were forced into while seeking freedom. This, too, was the fate of the Muhin family. Three years later, as soon as his father, Eduardo Sr., was set free, the family migrates to the United States via the well-known Freedom Flights, and on May 26, 1971, the Muhin family arrived in Miami. The first few years in exile were quite difficult for the family, overcoming the many difficulties which Eduardo endured, beginning with his studies in the 8th grade, faced with a new language as well as the cultural and American idiosyncrasies. Eduardo ultimately graduated from Miami Senior High School in 1976. From an early age, Eduardo knew that drawing and architecture were his greatest passion. His dreams began to come true when in the same year he graduated from high school, Eduardo began taking various architectural courses at Miami-Dade Community College until 1979. His first job was a stocking clerk and shoe salesman in a small Cuban market in the Little Havana area of Miami called Liborio on Southwest 8th Street between 5th and 6th Avenues. In 1980, Eduardo and his wife Miriam are married. In 1981, the newly married couple moved to Texas, and that is where Eduardo completed his architectural degree, graduating with honors from the University of Houston in 1985. He returns to Miami in July of 1986, and that same year he purchases a home in West Miami, where he moves with his wife Miriam and two small daughters, Cindy and Christine. It is in this same home where he lives to this day. The safety of living in West Miami gave Eduardo the opportunity to offer the same sense of happiness and well-being that his parents gave him in their native Cabayguán. Upon his return to South Florida, he began his architectural career, and in 1998 he formed his own firm. The beginning of his political career was more of a casual event, coupled with the need to overcome his fear of public speaking. For Eduardo, the task of speaking before any sizable group was not an ability, but a nightmare. Coincidentally, one of his neighbors, architect Carlos Ruiz de Quevedo, who was at the time the chairman of the West Miami Planning and Zoning Board, mentioned to Eduardo of an upcoming vacancy due to Carlos's inability to continue serving as the chairman of the aforementioned board. Finally, Eduardo Muhin decides to join the Planning and Zoning Board in his quest to overcome his fear of public speaking. Additionally, he wanted to promote a new ordinance which would allow residents to have two-story homes in West Miami. He became a board member in 1987 and served in that capacity for 14 continuous years, which including becoming the chairman of said board. The fact that Eduardo Muhin joined the Planning and Zoning Board was very important for West Miami, whereas Eduardo contributed greatly in the zoning changes which allowed the improved development of the residential and commercial areas of West Miami. In 2002, Eduardo moves on to become a city commissioner in West Miami, and in December of 2009, he is elected as the city's mayor, position he held until his retirement on February 28, 2019. As the city's mayor, Eduardo Muhin was of vital importance to the city. In 2009, the city underwent a grave crisis which brought the city to the brink of bankruptcy. With this looming fiscal problem and a fractured commission, Mayor Muhin was able to bring the commission together, gain the support of both the citizens and the city administration. Eduardo is able to overcome this dilemma, and West Miami rises once again to become a prospering city and one of the safest in the nation.
Mayor, congratulations. Today is your day. On behalf of staff and all city employees, I wish to thank you for your dedicated service over the years to the city of West Miami. It has been a pleasure to serve as your city manager all these years under your leadership. Thank you for raising the bar. Thank you for setting an example and for serving your community with honesty and dignity. I wish you all the very best in your future endeavors.
Mr. Mayor, I am so honored to sit here today and be a part of this recorded memory that will be presented to you. You gave this city such a great part of your life. You led us with honesty, integrity, and a passion, and you, sir, set a shining example for the current and future commission to follow. For that, I thank you.
Mayor Eduardo Muhin, what a special day today that we all come here to thank you for so many years of service to the city of West Miami. First, as a city commissioner, then as the mayor of the city. But before that, as part of the zoning board, you were able to bring your expertise and to share with all others to make a better West Miami every day. I know that you have a lot of plans for your future, and we wish you the best. But before that, we need to say thank you, because you have been an honest, hardworking person that were always there to listen to others. We are proud of you, and we are proud of so many years of service. Thank you from the bottom of my heart on behalf of the residents of Miami-Dade County that I represent.
Mayor Eduardo Muhin's passion and commitment toward the community will be an inspiration and example for generations to come. The entire West Miami community, the commissioners, employees, and city administration join forces to offer our sincere gratitude for the untiring work during the many years of service to this community. Today, we can state unequivocally that the sacrifices and efforts of his parents, Eduardo Fausto and Maria Isabel, despite the doubly painful exile, gave their Kabaywang son to the city of West Miami.